It's time for Nixon and Agnew reviews! Brought to you by Charlington Chews. Chomp this chew, then flux it down the loo. Man, I can't believe you just made me sit through the revenge thriller remake of Mary Poppins 2. This time, it's personal. I mean, the gang rape scene in the first 10 minutes alone was horrific enough, but by the time Miss Poppins came back half naked to shoot up those thugs and spit on their grave, I was totally out of it, damn it. Arr! I need to watch something wholesome to wash that horrific taste out of my mouth. Arr, Doctor Who. Oh, Doctor Who, you're right, that's perfect. What's this week's episode called, Agnew? Flux Part 5. Survivors of the Flux, eh? You know, I was a survivor of the Flux back in the 80s. It was touch and go for a while there, but Dr. Fauci told me as long as I stopped sticking my dick in monkeys, it should clear up in no time. Oh no, that was AIDS. Put the show on, Agnew. Talking to a woman with a frozen stone face. Reminds me of that time we bumped into Jackie Stallone at that charity boxing gala. And now she's blinking like an epileptic at a pop-up rave. What the heck's going on here? How come she's not made of stone anymore? You know, I liked this actress much better when she covered up her face with her hands and finally shut up for 2 minutes. Oh great. Now we're back with the companions, and surprise, surprise, the lispy fellow with extra spittle is falling down a hole again. Must be Tuesday. They're in a temple, and what the heck are they wearing? This is like Indiana Jones meets Indian Lara Croft whilst dressed as the world's worst Peaky Blinder. I remember Tomb Raider Chronicles, but I guess this is the racist parody version. Tomb Raider Poppadoms. A creepy bald monster with a spaghetti mouth. It's like Vin Diesel and an all-you-can-eat noodle bar. It's Budget Judi Dench again. Man, I've missed her exposition dumps. Without her, I wouldn't have a clue what was going on. But I like how she's decorated her house. What? They're on a space station between universes? What the heck is going on?
What's going to do?
Oh my god! How the heck did they survive that dynamite explosion? I remember when our microwave blew up after you left the foil on that Asda Price ready meal, and that alone put us and the neighbours in the hospital for a week. Yet these dopes barely have a scratch on them and all still have both eyebrows. I call BS, Agnew. What the heck's he shooting at? They didn't even bother to CGI a clay pigeon in there.
Division is simple.
Well, if we're talking about women's legs, then I concur. But if we're talking about math, I beg to differ. Remember where we were supposed to split a dozen donuts with those 6 guys outside the homeless shelter? They were supposed to get 2 each, but one guy didn't end up with any donuts, because we thought we'd over-ordered, and so both decided to each eat one. Arr! Good times. Look, Agnew. A bunch of people stood staring at bright lights in a zombie-like trance. I'm surprised they can still get CNN so far out in space. Wait, Budget Judi Dench is this Dr. fella's mother. What a plot twist. Oh, she's her adopted mother called Tektaeun, who effectively came across a random child on a curb and decided to kidnap the kid, and then run painful experiments on her in the basement for years in order to extract the secret to eternal youth.
I'm Hillary Clinton. I approve this message.
Don't you dare hyperjack me.
Hyperjacked, eh? You know, you used to be hyperjacked, Agnew. But you've given in to the calories and totally let yourself go, damn it. Oh! I'm sorry, Agnew, but you need an intervention, damn it.
Put that cookie down! Now!
I found you, seemingly deposited there by a wormhole.
Deposited by a wormhole, eh? Isn't that how most people are born? Anyway, look, his budget lister from Red Dwarf. And now he's been transported to some heavenly realm where he meets up with Di from Liverpool. Ah, you know, that lispy fella's girlfriend with half an arm. And that's as far as that plot goes. This Indian fella acts like he stepped out of some Harry Hill sketch. Ah, it's a British comedian, Agnew. You wouldn't get it. I just mean he totally doesn't fit in with the general tone and vibe of the other actors on this show. I mean, for a start, he actually looks like he's excited to be there and is thoroughly enjoying himself.
I have 3 words.
Big milky jubblies?
Fetch your dog!
Oh! You know, if that dog man is anything like the audience, he's probably wondering who the heck this Dan guy is. I guess I didn't have enough paint to spell, you know, the lispy guy with extra spittle.
Official Scouse.
Whispering voices only she can hear? It's just like when I went through that phase in the early 90s, when I was convinced that the ghost of Boy George was visiting me in the night and telling me to come on a chameleon. But it turns out I just left my Walkman headphones on overnight. Rawr! What? Boy George isn't dead? Oh, I'm thinking of George Michael's. Wham it! Anyway, if she's hearing voices, she needs to borrow our tinfoil hat. The only way to keep the CIA out of our brains. Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter that you don't have a head, Agnew. Your brain's clearly in your ass, so I made you one you can sit on. Oh.
I know you. We've met. In a tunnel.
What do you know of my tunnels?
They're red and bumpy. You need to see a doctor ASAP. Wait, they call him the Mad Mole? Wowzers, Agnew. And I thought Joe Biden had the worst nickname of all time. Huh? Really? You think the scrotum of Scranton is pretty cool? You need to sort your life out, Agnew. I don't care about this fob watch containing all the Doctor's previous lives. Just jump into the new universe already so we can retcon this whole god-awful timeless child BS. What? How are these people surviving all these giant explosions? Oh my god, the Dogman has a shooty axe gun. Well, it's not as cool as Mac's shotgun axe from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but they get points for trying.
Do not touch doorway 9.
Any particular reason?
Tonight, singing live, Johnny Boland is Freddie Mercury!
Death, sir!
He atomized Budget Judi Dench. Nobody atomizes Budget Judi Dench. This is an outrage. I hope next week this Doctor Who fella smokes all these crusty goons. I give this episode 4.5 horribly abusive parents out of 10. First, I had no idea what the heck was going on. Then the Doctor meets her long-lost mommy, who gets melted in front of her face. And now they're bringing back the potato fellas. If I wanted to see tiny angry men marching with tiny shooters, I would have just had another flashback to Vietnam, damn it. Really? 6.2 out of 10? Well, you're wrong. This episode sucked worse than Yo Mama behind the Walmart trash cans. Stop it. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it, Agnew. I'm sorry. I was angry and didn't mean what I said. Your mama was a top nut sucker. The best in town, I tell you. Are we friends again now, Agnew? Good boy. So, why did you give this episode such a high score? Was it because the Indian lady dressed up as a spicy exotic Tomb Raider, which was the closest thing to a live-action adaptation of your erotic Lara Croft fan fiction the world will ever see? No. Oh, it's because the lispy guy with extra spittle, who was dressed up as an uptight Indiana Jones, was the closest thing to a live-action adaptation of your erotic Raiders of the Loose Ass fanfiction the world will ever see. Oh, hurrah! You need help, Agnew.